Dean Anderson with American Treasury. Roundly criticized as an undignified practice, a tradition instituted by Andrew Johnson is commonplace today. That story, after this.
There's something for everyone at your youth center.
In 1866, President Andrew Johnson was embroiled in a battle with Congress over his conservative Reconstruction policies. To bolster his cause, he embarked on the first presidential train trip to campaign for congressmen who supported his plan for the South. Most of Johnson's candidates lost, but the idea of a president campaigning for members of Congress became a part of America's political tradition. It's a fact in the Library of Congress. Learn more about Andrew Johnson in your library.
Was the reason Althea Gibson gave for her determination to conquer the tennis world. Growing up in Harlem in the 30s, she was a scrapper, tough and strong. At one time, she even considered becoming a professional woman boxer. But then she discovered paddle tennis. It was the first step to Wimbledon. She developed a serve like greased lightning and an overhead smash at the net that made opponents tremble. Success was fickle, and she had setbacks. But that same determination kept her coming back until she won both the U.S. National Women's Singles Championship and the Wimbledon's Women's Championship for 2 years straight. At the age of 32, with no place higher to go in tennis, Gibson moved on to golf. And 4 years later, she turned pro, breaking the color barrier in professional golf as she had in amateur tennis. Althea Gibson had become somebody.
Lead the way, set the example, be a professional and take charge. Your leadership can make a difference. You're viewing AFN Television Europe.
Donahue and Oprah do the talking. Weekdays on AFN, your superstation in Europe.
Bruce Jenner with American Treasury. Those lighter-than-air gas bags we see cruising slowly over major sporting events are called blimps. But why? Some possible explanations after this.
AFRTS is more than just your local station. It's a worldwide service that delivers the best in programming wherever Americans are stationed. Nobody delivers like AFRTS.
The blimp is just a limp bag filled with helium gas. Some think the blimp got its name from being the B model of the limp, or the B-limp. But it seems the blimp actually got its strange name in 1915 when Lieutenant A.D. Cunningham of the Royal Naval Air Service thumped his thumb against one of the bags and got a blimp sound echoing from it. He imitated the blimp sound with his mouth. Others heard him, and the name blimp stuck from that time on. It's a fact in the Library of Congress. Learn more about great airships in your library.
Honey, how lovely. For me?
Well, actually, no. I'm celebrating. I got my promotion today.
Wonderful. You deserve it.
I think so, too. You know, I'm a new person since I stopped drinking. I guess it's made a big difference at the office.
Here, too. And I love you for it.
Is drinking affecting your life? Think about it.
What's your excuse for not wearing a seatbelt?
It wrinkles my uniform.
Well, I can't move around any.
It's too hard to reach the baby.
I'm a good driver. I don't need one.
No excuses. Buckle up.
Bicycle paths abound in Europe. Don't sit inside. Get out and see Europe by bike. Life, be in it. You're viewing AFN Television, Europe. Your street and around the country. We're AFN, your superstation in Europe.
Where am I from? What's that you say? Why, my hometown is the USA. From the tiniest dot, hard to find on the map, to the giant cities, I take off my hat. To the uptowns, the downtowns, desert towns and tinsel towns, farm towns and factory towns, mountain towns and ocean towns, northern towns and southern towns, and all the towns I've been around. They're all hometowns. Yes, they're our own towns. Hometown,
When thieves case homes, they look for signs that are much more subtle than this one. They look for signs such as lights that have been left off, curtains or drapes that have stayed closed, newspapers, if home delivered, piling up on the doorstep. They listen for the constant ringing of an unanswered telephone. So before going on leave or TDY, buy inexpensive timer switches to turn the lights and the radio on and off. Turn down the bell on your telephone. Stop any newspaper deliveries. Ask a trusted neighbor to check inside and rearrange drapes every now and then so your home looks occupied. If you leave behind signs that you might still be home, thieves might believe that breaking into your home is too risky, and they'll go somewhere else to do their dirty work.
This is Superstation, the American Forces Network, Europe.
Sometimes, just finding your way in life is like climbing a mountain. ELA can help. ELA, that's Experiential Learning Assessment. It can help you earn college credits for many of your military and civilian experiences. Check out ELA with your education counselor.
It's always good to know where you are before you take your next step.
What's new in civilian pay? We'll tune into the Gast House tonight as Sue Pfeiffer, Director of Civilian Pay, fills us in on recent changes and some things to look forward to. Gast House, it's tonight at 7:50 on AFN.
We thought we were so cool. Started with the party, the drinking, the driving. I'm lucky. I'm only out for the season. My best friend, he's out for life.
LeVar Burton with American Treasury. Are the wild ponies of Chincoteague Island off Virginia descendants of horses that escaped a sinking Spanish galleon? Another theory after this.
Writing a check is making a promise that you have the funds in your account to cover it. If you don't, do you really want your name on it?
The wild ponies made famous by Marguerite Henry's book, Misty of Chincoteague, may actually be descendants of colonial strays. In the 17th century, a tax was imposed in Virginia requiring animal owners to pin their stock. To avoid the expense, some planters took their animals to the nearby barrier islands, Assateague and Chincoteague. Today, the wild ponies are owned by the Chincoteague Fire Department and protected by the National Wildlife Refuge. It's a fact in the Library of Congress. Learn more about horses in your library.
The Ludendorff Bridge was a crucial part of the invasion route into Nazi Germany. When Americans made the crossing over this now famous Bridge of Remagen in March of 1945, they did so under heavy German mortar and small arms fire. Not everyone made it across. Some were wounded, some died. One man, Sergeant David M. Keith, remained on the bridge by choice, in spite of all the artillery. Sergeant Keith, a medical aid man, was aware of the danger, but his thoughts focused on the wounded that were scattered all along the 1,000-foot span. It was his duty, but even more, his dedication to duty that kept him on the bridge. As a result, Sergeant David M. Keith was personally responsible for evacuating 26 American soldiers. Dedication to duty. It's within all of us, and it's a matter of reaching down and bringing it to the surface.
Isn't this beautiful? Next week we take Gasthaus on the road to AFRC Bavaria. We'll tell you about the many activities available to you and your families while you're in Europe. Gasthaus on the road. It's next week on the superstation AFN.
Walt Disney once said, "I love Mickey Mouse more than any woman I've known." Why not? His fortunes began with Mickey. Disney won a record 17 Academy Awards, but he prized one award above all. Walt Disney won the thanks of a grateful government for his series of programs on the exploration of space. They were credited in part for public support of the effort to lift man from his native planet and to put American astronauts on the moon.
Smile, America, smile. Looking good and feeling good. That's gonna be your style. And you can be a winner if you do your part. A healthy smile is where it starts. Every day it takes just a little while. So smile, America, smile.
A reminder from your local dental society and the American Dental Association to check your smile, America.
This is Superstation, the American Forces Network, Europe.